Alrighty then. What's up, YouTube? Roll Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit. It's 9 o'clock. Originally, I was gonna plan to push it back to 9:30. All right, so that sounds good. All right, cool. Yeah, I was going. What's up, Savage? Yeah, man. I was about to push it back to 9:30 and shit, but I want to finish streaming Sekiro tonight too. So what's up, Sci-Fi? Man, y'all come through quick. Y'all actually beat Stardust. Usually that motherfucker's here quick as hell. I was trying to like do something else real quick, but I was like, it's not even that important. Um, I don't have no idea how long tonight's podcast gonna be. To be honest with you, Days Gone. I mean, it's not gonna take that long to talk about it. But I'm terrible at titling shit. You know what I mean? So that's the best I know how to put it. But that second half, man, I was just talking about you, Stardust. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers beat you to it. You slipping? No, but so the other day, the first day I played Days Gone, I was talking to y'all about that shit, right? And of course, welcome to the winning hand and shit. Try to be more professional when it comes to this podcast and shit. No, but but so I played Days Gone the other day, and I told y'all I expected to be in the high 80s before the game came out. I felt like the game was gonna be a high 80s, and then I, you know, and when I first got it, I felt like it was a low 80s. But the more I play, it risen back up to like high 80s again, right? And this is not a review of any kind. I'm not reviewing the shit because I don't I don't know. Like I haven't finished the game. So first of all, I can't even review it if I wanted to because I haven't finished the game. I don't even know if I'm halfway or not. I synced a decent amount of hours into it. But I don't know where I'm at. It's hard to tell when you play like an open world game, right? But so right now I still feel that way. I still feel like it's in the high 80s, somewhere between 85 to 89. Y'all pick what number. I don't give a shit. It's all the same to me, to be honest with you. I don't really have specific numbers like that. I feel like that's too much shit. I feel like this is somewhere between the 85 and 89. You know what I mean? It's somewhere in there. Y'all get to pick what number you decide you feel like I feel. You know what I mean? If you think I feel like it's 86, then it's an 86. All right. If you think I feel like it's an 89, then it's an 89. But somewhere between 85 to 89, that's where this game lies, right? And so the last time I played, I haven't encountered bugs. I've been playing enough to where I have encountered bugs, and glitches and shit. Right? None of them are too bad for me. Like they're kind of goofy, you know. Shit that happens to me are like kind of really like just goofy shit. Like like I'll go to like one of those areas where you have to clear it out. You know what I mean? And you gotta like disable all the megaphones before you do it because that shit will attract all these motherfuckers to you and shit. Right? I was in one. I was trying to go into one because if you go into one and close the door, they can't get you. Right? So I went into one, closed the door, and two freakers just somehow fused through that motherfucking door. Like the door was closed, they just fused through it. They just came through anyways. You know what I mean? That type of shit happens to me. Or like I would get on my bike and as soon as I like press the gas, for whatever reason, I just fly off the motherfucking bike. So it's just goofy shit. Like I don't mind it too bad because every open world game has fucking that type of shit. Red Dead has some goofy ones. Like Red Dead had my favorite one was when I was on a mission with another NPC and they was riding their horse next to me, right? And I'll be just riding to the mission point and I look back and I don't see this motherfucker, but I'm like holding a conversation this whole time with this dude, right? My character and his characters, like my character and that character is having a whole conversation this whole time. I didn't look back to see if this motherfucker's there, right? But like when I finally got to the mission area, I got off the horse and looked back, and he's not even behind me. Like, but I can still hear him though. So I'm like looking around the map, and I pan the camera up, and this dude is like floating with his horse, like he's sitting on his horse in midair, like you know what I'm saying, still talking to me and shit. Like like that type of shit. So I can't really fault that for that. I can, but it's not too harshly because it's all the same. I don't think this game will get higher than the 89 in my opinion, right? Because and this is actually the point I'm trying to get to. That's how I feel about Days Gone. I think Days Gone is a great open world game, right? It's fun. I feel you, Savage. Matter of fact, after this podcast, I'm gonna take a quick break and then I'm gonna boot up Sekiro because I still haven't finished it. I still haven't like beat Ishin, and I want to restart this game like pronto because there's a lot of stuff I miss and I want to play through it. And I feel like if I beat it by myself and not stream it, I feel like that's kind of asshole thing to do because I streamed the whole game up to this point. All of a sudden, I just beat the boss by myself. What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? So, and to be really real with y'all, sometimes I just like to kick back and play a game by myself. I don't want to have to deal with y'all motherfuckers. Not that I don't love y'all, like you know what I'm saying. I just don't give a fuck. Like sometimes I just want to play by myself, and know what I'm saying. Like I'm playing a single player game by myself because I'm trying to get away from other motherfuckers, not stream the shit and have to deal with what I'm saying. However, like, whoever come in and shit. Like sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that type of shit. I'm in the mood to play video games, just not in the mood to stream the shit. And I feel bad. So like I feel like that's the only type of games that I will stream. It's like straightforward single player experience, like just a linear game or quasi linear, like like a Sekiro is not really linear, but it has a path you go on. Open world game is just whatever. You just go there and you do this shit. You know what I'm saying? You go there, you do this shit, and then you go to another location, you do that shit, and you come back to this. It's the same shit over and over practically. So I don't like streaming that type of shit. I feel like it's just not fun to stream and shit. I feel like a linear experience is more fun to stream, and plus it will keep me from not playing that game if I'm not streaming it. You know what I mean? Because if I stream an open world game, man, I'll be playing that shit like a motherfucker, and y'all never see it. Y'all see it once in a while. You know what I mean? So I'd rather stream a linear game. I think it's more fun. So those are the only game I think I'm gonna stream. I'm not gonna stream like open world games and certain games that doesn't fit into like that type of shit. Maybe shit will change later, but that's just the way we're doing it right now. But yeah, I'm trying to finish it with y'all the first time so I can go back and play through because I still haven't ran into Al Father the second time. So I guess I must have fucked it up. It must be a different path I'm supposed to take. And that path might have all the other fucking beads that I need to make a full one because I'm missing one. You know what I mean? So I need to play it again to get all the other shit, and it's just fun to play, man. I just want to go back and play it. Asian is the only thing that's left, and I'm like, I don't know if I have the time to stream it. That's the problem. Sometimes I don't have 3 hours to play video games. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't, so I just can't do it. But I want to. I'll be honest with you, I want to. I want to play Sekiro and just sit there and just play it. But I got like 2 hours. And I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna beat Ishin, and then I'm like, I have to shut the stream down and not beat the boss. What kind of shit is this? No, I can't do it. But yeah, I'll once I shut this down, I'll take a break real quick and come back and stream Sekiro. Right? Um, go straight to Ishin. Not no practice or nothing. Just go in blind and cold. Well, not super blind because I fought him like what once or twice last time. But I was dog shit tired because we went through the whole route and like level and shit just to get there. So I stopped. But yeah, man. So no, not a whole level. I was just dog tired after trying to beat the motherfucking demon of hatred, which is fucked up. The Sekiro, I guess my playthrough, I fucked all kinds of shit up. I'm like dude was saying, man, I'm terrible at eavesdropping. I just come through and stab everybody, man. I gotta listen to shit. I need to learn how to listen to shit because I be missing all kinds of shit, man. Like apparently there's a way for like the things that you do offer to do sake, which I did. I guess I didn't do it enough or at the right time or whatever. I might have to try again. But there's a certain way for Sekiro to know that that's the big homie that what I'm saying hooks you up with the prosthetic arm and all that shit. That shit's sad, man. Like you don't know that, like that's terrible. I know just from playing. I like see all the shit. They call him the orangutan. He's a big orange fucking monkey demon with horns. You know what I'm saying? He has a fake arm. the demon has a fake arm, bro. Like, I mean, it's so obvious. Even the way the demon moves look like the way the dude sit, right? When the dude like do whatever the fuck he's doing. What's up, Vieira? You know what I'm saying? When he was putting your shit together like carving Buddha statues, that's the same posture and shit. Like I noticed just from playing the game. It's fucked up. Oh yeah, Savage. Yeah, I don't even know how to get to him. I probably have to get to him in the new game plus. And unlike y'all motherfuckers, where y'all play the game like this in the simplest format and you make it harder on yourselves, I do the opposite. I make it as hard as possible for me on the first go. No fucking guides, no uh definitely ring the bell for sure, ring the bell, you know. Didn't take Kuro's charm and shit, right? So my first playthrough, blind is the hardest playthrough I'm gonna play through. Like by the second time, I'm gonna know so much shit, and I'm gonna cheese everything on the second playthrough. Yes, I will, because I feel like I deserve it. Like I earned to cheese some shit on the second playthrough because I played like legit the first playthrough, like no help, no nothing, just play like completely blind. You know what I mean? And make it even as hard as possible for myself. So on the second playthrough, I'm just gonna cheese the fuck out of it. Well, until I get to Alfather, and then I'll fight him legit because I want to see what it's like fighting him legit. But everybody else, since I beat you already honorably, there's no reason why I can't cheese your ass. I'm gonna cheese the fuck out of you. So my second, third, fourth, how many other playtime like rounds I get next? It's just gonna be, you know what I'm saying, me cheesing the fuck out of it. That's tough, Keo. I don't know, man. I've been having fun on it. But the thing is, man, yeah, man, I think that's the fun of Sekiro. So yeah, man, I'm enjoying myself, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Once and a little piece of me don't want to like finish the game because like the mystique is over. You know what I mean? The second, third playthrough, like you know enough of it to where it doesn't surprise you anymore. Like even if I take different paths and shit. Oh, do you fight him the third? Like if you like instead of going with Kuro, you go with him instead when you made that choice, right? Instead of like backing Kuro up, you decided to like honor the code that your father gave you. Is that how you fight him in the end? I don't know. I don't know. I'll whatever, how many tries it takes, or like I just need to pay attention to the shit that's going on more. I usually do pretty well when I'm playing by myself, which is fucking with y'all too. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I need to play it again just to see what else I missed. 'Cause I love that shit. Anyways, back to Days Gone, man. Like I said, I think it's somewhere between 85 to 89 now that I got a decent amount of hours in. It is not no official review of any kind because I don't fucking you know what I'm saying I don't fucking do reviews and shit. I don't like I tried to, but I felt like doing a review is actually a lot more difficult than most people would think. I applaud people who do it. It's a lot of work. At least people who do a good job of it. There's a lot of people who ain't shit at it. You know what I mean? But there's some people who do very good reviews, and they deserve that praise. I don't think I want to do that because I feel like I would put way too much work into it, more work than I want to. Y'all already know me, man. I got too much shit on my plate already. I can't be doing all that shit. Which I do want to. If I want to talk about a game, I want to be as you know as informative and as opinionative as I want to be, right? But I want to make sure each like it's clear what which is which. I don't want to just say talk about the shit and say that's how the game is, and not say that's my opinion because certain shit's my just my opinion in general. You know what, Siphon man? So now that I spoke about Days Gone, like I've sank, yeah, I think I sank about the same amount, maybe a little bit less, but I felt like I played every other night, 3 4 hours at a time. So it's been adding up. You know what I mean? And I played, on days that I got nothing else to do. I spent a grip of hours playing. So I'm probably somewhere around there as well. The story is actually quite decent. I was actually surprised. I thought it was when I first started playing, I thought it was going to be kind of mediocre, but it's very decent. It's not the best story ever, you know. It's not. It's decent though. Like I said, even the story itself is also somewhere in between an 85 to 89. Like it's not the best story I've ever seen. It's not nowhere near a bad story, you know. The thing here's the problem. So I brought up Days Gone mainly because, of course, it's in the news. It's a fresh game, and I told y'all last time that I spoke about it, I'll continue to talk about it because I don't like to just talk about the game, just playing it for a few hours and act like I already know what's up about the game. Now that I've sank double digits amounts of hours into the game, I like it. But here's the thing. To be very honest with you, I think I'm kind of like bored of open world games. And it's not recently either. It's not recently either. I don't I'm not sure when this started, but it's something about open world games that creates boredom. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of repetition in open world games. And the thing is, when you when you play an open world game, it's like it's like a lot of chores that you got to do, you know? And of course the devs want to make those chores as fun as possible, but at the end of the day it feels like chores, and almost every open world game, not every one of them, but almost every one of them, fall victims to certain shit. You know what I mean? All open world games like fall victim to certain shit that makes it boring. That tower shit, like, that Far Cry tower shit. That's actually my least favorite thing about open world games. And all open world games, well, not I don't want to say all. I haven't played all of them, but most open world game kind of fall victim to that bullshit. It falls victim to the go here, clear out this area, click a button, or do something like that so that you can freely move from one area to another. Like, you know what I mean? So that this part of the map will open up for you so you can see what's going on there, or so you can fast travel from here to there. You feel me? Like every open world game has that problem. And it's like my least favorite thing about open world games. I hate that shit. How do I put this? It's repetitive and uninteresting. If you think about it, open world games, a lot of them fall victim to that. They have a lot of repetitive, uninteresting things that you need to do, including Days Gone. You know what I'm saying? Including Days Gone. And I feel like I know it's a hard thing to get over too, because that's the way open world games are built. It's a giant map, right? Like some maps are huge, right? And polka dots into those maps are little places that you go to that, you know, you have to complete some kind of chore there, right? To open up that area or to open up a new path, whatever it is. But there's always that little thing. And it's like that plus plus the fact that a lot of times because the world is so big, you no longer appreciate the stuff that's in the world. You just like bypass it too quickly, you know? Because as of right now, I haven't like when I'm playing Days Gone, I don't even barely ride the bike as much. I just get gas and dip to the closest location of that place, right? Of the place that I need to go and ride there, and it'll be a really quick ride. That's what I do. The one thing that hurts me the most with this game is that fucking load time is a son of a bitch, bro. Like Jesus, that load time be something else. It's gotten better, but it's still, man. Like I really short attention span and really short patience. to deal with that type of shit. I'm terrible with that shit. I have really bad short term patience. But it's not like that for every game though. Some games the environment is so beautiful that you want to ride through it. You know what I mean? But it's rare for that to happen. It's really rare. You usually just want to get to the mission area, just bypass everything. Days Gone is like, fall victim to a lot of open world game shit too. It's an open world game. I like it. Like I said, it's in the high 80s. Just like Horizon Zero Dawn, I feel like it's in the low 90s for me. You know what I mean? I think Horizon Zero Dawn is in the low 90s, but it still fall victim to the same shit. The only reason why I think Horizon is in the high 90s is because of the concept. I just love the concept of it. World gone to shit, but there's enough infrastructure is still left that they like. I don't want to like fuck up the whole story for people. So there's enough infrastructure left to build these mechanical fucking things that looks like animals that we have, and I mean, it's a dope concept. It's a dope ass concept. I mean, Days Gone has all the issues that Horizon has, that Spider-Man has, that Far Cry's have, that Red Dead Redemption have. They all fall victim to the same fucking issue. They're all open world games. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, they can't be good. Like I said, I give Days Gone a high 80s, Horizon a low 90s. Um, there's too many Far Cries to some Far Cries I've put in the low 90s, and some Far Cries I put in the high 80s, and some Far Cries I put very low. You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to know the numbers. So, I mean, it's hard to call it, but they all have. No, I want to say Horizon is like a. If you want me to be exact, I feel like Horizon is like a 92, 93. I just, you know, it was a great story in my opinion. I really like Horizon's story. I like the atmosphere of the game. Um, I like the concept of the robots. There's a lot of good that's in Horizon. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good in it. So I don't want to cheapen it. And these are all my opinion. I'm not saying this is what Metacritic numbers should be. I don't even know what the Metacritics of these games are. Well, except for Days Gone. Days Gone was pretty recent. It was like what 72. I don't know, and it went up to like 70 something. Whatever. I don't. You know. I don't use that to dictate what I feel about the game. But they put it at a 70 something, so that's a 70 something to reviewers, I guess. I think it's in the high 80s. I think Days Gone is in the high 80s. To be exact, I say if you really want me to put an exact number on it, I would say it's like an 88. Right? I think it's an 88. But here's my biggest problem with open world games, and it's weird because Red Dead Redemption One I actually like. Well, not one, but Red Dead Redemption I really like. I really like Redemption, man. And I ride the horse through everything. I didn't even use checkpoint or nothing. I actually like riding the horse through the game. I did not like Red Dead Redemption 2. It's riding the horse through the game kind of is not enjoyable. And it's supposed to look better. It's weird, right? It looks better, but the atmosphere is not as good. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. The atmosphere for Red Dead Redemption 1 is better than Red Dead Redemption 2. You know what I mean? I I don't mind that too much, Siphon. Well, I hate base mission too, but I don't mind the concept of getting certain tier for certain shit. It makes you want to try it again to get better and shit. I don't mind that shit, but I just don't like those type of missions. Just shit that you have to go and do just to progress, but it's not really adding anything to the story or like significant to the gameplay. It's just you gotta go here and do this motherfucking chore. Like Days Gone, right? You gotta go to a certain area and burn up all these motherfucking nests. That's you gotta do that. You gotta go do that if you wanna, you know, open up the shit. That's the same as you if you Aloy, you gotta go find a motherfucking giraffe, climb on that motherfucker, and stat like certain like I said, certain games do it better than others. I think the parkour shit that you do in Horizon is kind of cool. It's clever, right? Like Far Cry, same shit. You climb a motherfucking tower and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? You all open world game fall victim to this shit. And what I'm hoping for in the future with not Days Gone, but all open world game is they do away with this nonsense. It's busy work. It's not fun. The gameplay is fun, like shooting the freakers and shit. That is fun, but all right, now I gotta go here and burn this shit. Go over there and burn this shit. You know what I mean? It's just repetitive and it's just not fun. It's not. I'm sorry. It's fun the first couple of times, or it would be fun if they just let you do it out of the blue. Like, all right, this is the lore of the motherfucking game. All right, these freakers build nests. If you see them, it'll make it easier for you if you burn them. You know what I mean? That way there'll be less freakers around that area and shit, so it'll be safer for you when you come back through. Yada yada. You know what I mean? That type of shit. That's cool. Make it a natural part of the world. That'd be nice. Don't make it into a chore. Don't make it like I have to go here and burn. You know what I mean? Just shit like that. Like little open world shit like that is what I don't like about open world games. And it's actually harder for you to like a story. It's actually harder for developers to sell you a story through an open world lens, anyways. Because when you're in an open world game, you usually just run amok and do what the fuck you feel like most of the time, and you do some of the mission and you just go do other shit. You know what I mean? And it's hard for you to like. All right, for instance, like say with any open world game, yeah, and I don't know if you're gonna feel me on that. You're probably gonna feel me when I say this shit, right? With any open world game, right? Like you go to the mission point, and the mission point is like, oh, you need to go here and save these motherfuckers. Exactly, Go Chain. What's up, bro? Appreciate you coming through though. But I'm saying exactly, Go Chain. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like. That's what I don't like about all open world games. You know, I like Days Gone. I like a lot of open world games, but there's certain shit about open world games that I just don't like. That doesn't make the game better. It's not making like it doesn't expand the story any. That I have to go to this tower and clear out this motherfucking tower, like kill everybody here, so I can claim this tower for my crew or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I have to go to this gas station and burn up all these nests so I can ride through. It's busy work. I don't like that shit. It would have been dope if they just like look within this game. The way it is like these freakers, like they're human. They used to be humans. They just got turned into like more primitive, animalistic kind of creatures, right? And they build nests and stuff. If you ride through this area and you just leave all the nests alone, it's really dangerous because there'll be a whole lot of them and they might fuck you up, right? They might just fuck you up. So it's actually better if every time you see a nest, it might be better for you to clear it out. That just makes better like gameplay. Do I want to like clear these out right now? No, I don't have the ammunition. I'll do it later. But I'll just have to ride through more carefully because there's a whole lot of them because of that shit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that that makes the gameplay more interesting. Instead, you make it busy work, and I don't like that shit. Right? I don't like that type of shit in open world games. Some game do it better than others. Like I like Horizon shit because Horizon shit you basically climb a tall ass robotic giraffe. That's dope. You know what I mean? But after a while, even that gets kind of old. But that's what I'm saying, Go Jane, bro. I have to fuck with the nest to fucking fast travel. Like it blocks me from like the game because of that. Like if it's something that blocks me from fast traveling, like don't make it some busy work shit. Make like I don't know if I'm like making myself understandable while I'm saying this type of shit. Like it's you know what I'm saying? Like this is just busy work shit. It's not fun, it's not enjoyable, it doesn't add anything to anything. It's just you just made it so that I just have to do this shit so that there'll be content in this game. You feel me? Like it's just You're just putting content, and not all content is great. It's not. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes less is more. Like sometimes you just put a whole bunch of stuff, just shit you gotta do. Like you just a whole like when you start an open world game, like that's sometimes I just look at the map, I'm like, damn. It doesn't even seem like it's fun anymore. It just seems like busy work. There's a whole bunch of chores I gotta do. Map open up, little icons start polka dotting the whole map, and then you see a whole bunch of these little things, and you like put the cursor over it, and it tells you the shit you gotta do, and you're like, all right, so I gotta go here, kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? Take this shit. I feel like all open world games are like that though, bro. I feel like all open world games are much shorter than they really are. They just pack it full with random shit. Some things you don't have to do, some things you have to do, and a lot of it has to. It's just not great content. Well, here's what I'm hoping for the future when it comes to open world game, like that they make it more fluid as a world, you know, as a world, like make it more fluid. Like don't you have two camps. You have to go here to get jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? Like you got to go here and get jobs. That's what you got to do. You can't you can't earn a whole bunch of points any other way. And it's not just Days Gone, right? It's with any open world game. It's like that. You want some shit to do to make money? You go here and ask this motherfucker, and then you just gotta go do that. Like it's just I don't know if I'm getting that through. I don't feel like open world games has become this more how do I put this shit? Like you know how like when you play a linear game, even though you don't get to explore the whole world, it feels like you know about the world because of how well and clever they force the story and the lore together and shit. You feel like you know about this world when all you did is just follow a like this one path through this world, but you feel like you know so much about it. Well, open world games like the opposite. Open world games are like the opposite of that. You actually get to explore the world, but the world is chock full of nothingness. There's just nothing like of value much there. Even Spider-Man, like I said, I'm it's not about games that are not PlayStation games. I hope people understand that. Yes, I play on the PlayStation, but I look at games for what they are. You know what I mean? Like all open world games, whatever system they belong to, fall victim to this type of shit. And so saying that, here's what I'm hoping, and the reason why it sparked my interest to even talk about this is because um, I remembered a an interview that the motherfuckers Sucker Punch, the motherfuckers that was doing Ghost of Tsushima, right? And they said Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have waypoints. Like it doesn't say go here and all this shit. You just have to go there to find out what's there. I'm interested in seeing what they're doing with that. I hope like people will start looking into open world games more fluidly instead of like rigidly like they do now, where they just all right, so we're doing the open world games. That means we gotta do all right, we gotta put up towers, so motherfucker have to go and occupy it. They have to go do like simple chores here and there to do certain other shit. I hope they find a way to mend it better to make it feel more like a world. Because every time I do this type of shit, I'm reminded that it's a video game. Now, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just remind me not only that it's a video game and that this video game is making me do a chore, right? It's fine that I'm reminded that I'm playing a video game. It's fun as fuck to play a video game. There's nothing wrong with that. But when this video game is giving me a chore, it's no longer fun. I don't know when I started feeling this way. I probably probably right around the time when I played Phantom was it Phantom Pain? The last Kojima game. And to be honest with you, I always liked the previous Metal Gear, but I did not like that one that much. Something about it being open world just kind of like I don't know. I don't know why, but it cheapened it for me. I don't know why that's the case, but that game cheapened Metal Gear for me. The Metal Gear Solid, series. I don't know why that's the case. That when it like got turned into open world like that. Oh, I couldn't even do it with Red Dead, bro. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even do it with Red Dead. I couldn't even play it. I've like muscled through it basically. The ending of Red Dead like kills me. Like I'm just sitting there like, where are we really doing this? We're really doing this shit, and it just fucking kills me, man. I just sit there, just dreading through the game, and I bought it, so I'm gonna play it. There's some games I just can't even make it through, but if I buy it and it's interesting enough, I'll try to see it to the end. But goddamn, man, it's rough. This dude here, man. I've already seen Endgame, so I mean, you ain't spoiling shit for motherfuckers. But if any motherfucker in the chat that hasn't seen it, man, that's your ass. Yeah, man, them epilogues, boy. That shit. And plus, you know what? I think like the crust of a good open world game is a very good story. The better the story, the better the lore of an open world game, the better it'll do. That's why. That's why The Witcher 3, the Witcher series in general is so good. It's because the lore and the characters and the stories are so good. The gameplay is shit. As the kids would say on Twitter, don't add me because like you can't tell me shit. The gameplay in fucking in the Witcher series is fucking simple. It's simple as fuck. You compare that to almost any game of that genre, you'll notice the melee combat, the whole combat of all the Witcher series is just very simple. There's nothing much to it, you know. There's just not much to it. So I feel like that's necessary for an open world game to be good. It has to have a good story. If it has a duty ass story, your ass, all you're gonna do is just ride around that world and just fuck shit up and never complete missions to actually get to the next stage of the story. That's not gonna happen. That's just how it works. Like so, well, like a motherfucker. But yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like Days Gone, I like it, and I don't know when this shift in me, or maybe most people feel me. They just don't say shit about it. But like something about open world games that I just do not appreciate. It's just all those busy work shit that they give you. You know, it doesn't really do much for the story or the game or nothing. It just hinders the game even more, in my opinion. So that's what I'm hoping in the future that they can do better. As far as Days Gone has a lot of those open world tropes. It is what it is. But the world is, clever enough to hold its own. The story is decent enough. I haven't completed, so I'm not gonna talk about the story like I know it for real. I sunk in a decent amount of hours. I have not completed, but it's just I'm just noticing all of this stuff. I'm just sitting through, and I'm like, God damn, I gotta go here and do this shit too. That's just the same shit over and over, with any open world game. And I think Phantom Pain is what started that. But I hope they get better with that. I hope they can put in the stuff that you do, the things that you do in the world more. I don't know, embed that into the lore of the game or the world that exists than just giving you busy work like that. It's just not enjoyable. Really? Yeah. I mean, find Days Gone story decent, man. It's not the best. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, thus far, I'm like, it's decent. But I do feel like that shit will be coming up here pretty soon. Usually, somewhere in a open world game, I will hit a stage where I'm like, kind of drudging through it because you've seen enough. You know what I mean? You feel me when I say that shit? Like I've seen enough when it comes to open world game. This when you play it enough, you're like, I've seen enough. All right, so let's just get through the whole shit and finish the game. You know what I mean? I even felt that way about Horizon for a little bit. I felt like that way about Horizon for a little bit too. There's just certain like any open world game, you'll get to a point where all right, I've seen enough of this shit. Let me just hurry it up and finish the game to see the ending and all that shit. And the only way you'll do that is the ending's good if it captivates you long enough to like play through the story. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it's open world fatigue of anything. Like I don't believe in having a fatigue in a certain genre. I just feel like if a certain genre everybody's doing the same shit just with a little bit of twist on it, it'll get stagnant and boring. You know, like there's no concrete rule where you have to put these type of shit into an open world game. I don't know why they start doing that shit. Hey, I mean I saw him say that too, and I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. It is what it is, man. That's what he feels like. You know what I mean? I couldn't play through Red Dead. I couldn't do that. Like I did, but God, I hated it. Like, and it's weird too, right? It's weird. Like sometimes I question myself when I was playing Red Dead. Why the fuck am I playing this? The point of playing a video game is to have fun, enjoying the game. I am not enjoying this at all. Why am I doing this? You know what I mean? I actually ask myself that when I'm playing it. There's some truth to it, cuz real talk. I mean, if you think about it, who? Well, I guess you could say GTA started the whole open world game, but a lot of open world game tropes, you know what I mean, is in Days Gone. Like you can't act like it's not. I like it though. I like it. Like I like the shit. I like the bike. Deacon is a eye character. Like now that I've seen more, like he's a eye character. He's not the most interesting motherfucker in the world. Far from it. To be honest with you, for a biker, he's kind of soft, man. I ain't gonna front. He's kind of soft for a biker. Or maybe they just showing you his good side only, like all the flashback and shit. You only see most of his good side, but I don't know, man. He just seemed like a nice dude, like nicer than the way he looks, right? So I like it. It's just, bruh, Metal Gear Solid is actually what made me kind of have like metal like open world fatigue. Metal Gear Solid, Phantom Pain, man, that shit. I see, but I do appreciate that when motherfuckers arguing in my fucking chat, they arguing about video game, not some other shit. Don't ever let motherfuckers like your grown ass man still talking about video games. Yeah, motherfucker, you here too, ain't you? If you gonna talk about it, at least talk about the game. God damn it, don't go over any. Don't talk about weird shit, which is what I'm about to get to. I just don't. I'm shit at titling shit. So I'm just saying like the mentality and the conversations that goes on in the gaming community. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yo, wild as fuck. I'll be right back. Hold on. My phone. I'm back. Hey, that's going in, man. But anyways, let me talk about gaming, the gaming community, right? So quote unquote community. The things that I've been seeing just from Twitter, from YouTube, and all that kind of stuff. Uh, I don't know where people mentality are at when it comes to this type of stuff, man. Because I don't know if people really come on here to talk about the shit I like talking about. I actually like talking about video games and shit, but recently, man, Since Friday, 1:28 p.m. Goddamn, a.m. Goddamn, you actually clock it and shit. Good shit though. I'm not even close. I got shit to do out here, man. I wish I could stay home and play video games all day. I'm not saying you do. You probably got all kinds of shit to do too. Maybe I'm just getting worse and worse as a gamer. But recently, man, I just see a lot of hostility between people. You know what I mean? Just people who are content creators, or I don't know what the fuck you call them. At this point, I don't know what the fuck to call these people, but you know who I'm talking about, the usual suspects, right? I just see a lot of hostility towards each other, and I'm like, how do we get here, bro? Like, how do we get to like talking about people's nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters and moms and dads and needing to take road trips to see one another, to, you know what I'm saying, all this shit. And I know I don't want to name names and shit. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, but I'm not talking about them. I'm just using them as an example. That's why I'm not naming names and shit. I just think it's ridiculous. And plus, you know, I don't give a fuck about neither one of you. Most of these motherfuckers, anyway. So it's not that I don't name names because of who they are. Is not because of that. It's because they're not important. It's not about them. It's about the subject at hand. You know what I'm saying? And I see like I see this shit, right? And seriously, where does it stem from? It's supposed to be about video games, right? But realistically, it's not about that. It's about like this is the human condition. No, but that's the thing though, Savage. I do. Well, I ain't gonna front. I've been a part of some, so I can't act like I stay out of it. But usually the shit that I'm a part of is goofy as fuck. I usually get out of it in a day or two. It's not never that serious. You know what I'm saying? It's never that serious. I don't know how we get to this point where we actively look out for ways to hand each other L's and shit. That's the shit we do now. All right, Stardust. I'll see you later, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like we, like actively try to hand each other L's. Like that's just something we do. We like find ways to do so, or expose one another for whatever. You know what I mean? How do we get to this point, man? Really? I mean, you know what? You know what, Go Chan, man. I feel kind of fucked up because growing up, I had a lot of friends that play video games, and the more I grow up, less and less of my friends are playing the same shit I do. We have other interests, other hobbies too. You know what I'm saying? That in common and shit. So we still kicking it and shit. But a lot of my friends don't game like they used to. I still do. I still have like a lot of love for gaming. I still some of my game friends still game like that too. You know what I mean? But for the people that I conversate with about gaming and shit, it's getting fewer and fewer. And I don't think the internet is the wrong place to do it. I think it's the right place. I just think there's a lot of people irresponsible for with that type of shit. You know what I mean? You build up a strong base, followers. People like what you got to say. People like hearing from you. They listen to your content and watch your content long enough. They have almost a connection with you because they like spend 3 4 motherfucking years listening to your ass every other day. You know what I mean? It's like that. You don't want to call people fans and whatnot because we just most of us just YouTubers doing YouTube and shit, and most of us just hop on and talk shit like I do and shit. Right, right, but it's just getting wild out here, man. Like it's just getting wild because like you can't act like motherfuckers not gonna show up and hit you in your mouth after a while. Like if you keep talking shit, you know, you know what I mean. And is this the type of shit that has become like it became like the thing is the thing is like if dude showed up to dude's spot and smack him, I wouldn't even be mad at him. I feel like old light skinned ass buck too fast motherfucker deserve that shit, right? But but either way, like I don't care for it. Like you know what I mean? Like, is this what we've come to? And it's not that I'll just tune out the bullshit because yeah, I could tune out the bullshit, no problem. But that's relevant to all of us. That's They represent a lot of gamers. because a lot of gamers back them up. You have a following, and them motherfuckers will actually, because they've watched your contents for years, they're very loyal to you as a content creator, so they have your back regardless of the situation. You could call them dick riders, whatever the case. The what's real is real, you know what I mean? And after a while, this shit can get too wild, man. Like, this is nuts. All over. I mean, there's nothing wrong about arguing about video games. Have you seen the Roundtable podcast? You know what I'm saying? That's all we fucking do is argue about video games. You know what I mean? But it should never like escalate to that shit. Talking about people, family, and all this other shit. I mean, I ain't gonna front, man. You can't act like if you talk about my peoples like that in front of me, I won't hit you in your mouth, right? Why is it different when it's over the internet? It's still the same shit. This motherfucker is still a grown ass man. It's not the same shit. You know what I mean? And you're like, how is it not the same shit? And it gets to be too much shit. No, I did not see OBJ on Luca's podcast that day. I I should have tuned in, huh? Matter of fact, I might watch that shit after this. Well, I gotta watch it. I love OBJ, man. I wish he do like more consistent content, man. The dude's hilarious. Yeah, man, the dude's hilarious. I wish he did more consistent content. I know he don't give a fuck. That's why he just do it whenever he feel like it. But the dude's fucking hilarious, man. I die laughing every one of his live stream and shit. But I'm just saying, like, that's where we've gotten to, and that's why we don't get taken seriously. I'm just keeping it real. Like, all right, I saw a young lady on Twitter, and she posted this. I'm not gonna tell y'all who it is because, like I said, this is what's more important. All right, the subject matter is more important than the people that I'm talking about. But she's also a YouTuber as well. She posted some about all all people who play on this console say this about these people on this console, but they're hypocrites because yada yada yada, right? And I'm just reading that like it's not good to do that, you know. Yeah, man, like and here's the thing, right? And I just made a correlation with a young lady. Look, it's not like that. I mean, if you think that way, then I just use an example to correlate it to what she was talking about, and she was like, "I wouldn't take that far." I'm like, "It's not about taking shit that like in whatever direction. I'm just saying, is it facts or not? Does it correlate to what you're talking about?" You know. And then people come in and start talking about shit that has nothing to do with what we even talking about. Oh, Go Chang. You feel me though? It's not like the thing is, I don't. It's not like I was talking like I meant like that's how y'all motherfuckers be. Like I didn't say none of that shit. I'm just saying that's what it is. Like, is it real or not? If it is, then just let it be that. Like, why y'all doing all this extra shit? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to use that example. You could take out any of the like the subject matter and fill in same shit. If you don't feel like the example was appropriate, find another fucking example in the same guidelines. What the fuck's going on, man? You know what I mean? And it's sad that we have to get to that point. Like, people need to feel like it is, but you self. I understand that, but it's not necessary to take it to that level because shit can go wrong. Shit can go very wrong, bro. You know what I mean? Shit can go very wrong, and I don't like going like taking shit to extreme or nothing, but it's not that serious, right? And it's like so hard to have conversations with people. It's just so hard. Like you can't have conversations with people and shit. Oh, I definitely like for real think motherfuckers out here take shit way too seriously. And here's what I have to say about this. Like I know this won't affect shit, but I gotta say this anyway. Like, look, what how you play video games does not reflect what kind of person you are. The fuck shit you pull reflects what kind of person you are. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna co-sign for all PlayStation, dude. What kind of shit is this? This damn near 100 million of these motherfuckers. A whole bunch of them probably assholes. Like I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like don't lump me in with every PlayStation motherfucker. Like don't do that. I'm not gonna lump like an Xbox dude in with all the other Xbox dudes. If I ask Xbox dudes questions, I'm asking Xbox dudes questions. Like, don't lump me into that type of shit. Like, the shit that you play doesn't reflect what you are. If you own one console, you know, an Xbox or a PlayStation or multiple consoles, or you own everything and a PC or just PC, whatever the fuck you do to get the stress of your day out, right? It's none of my business. If you want to share that, that's cool, right? But that doesn't reflect how you are as a human being. The shit that you pull is what makes you what kind of person you are. And what I'm trying to say about this shit is a lot of that shit's showing. All right. A lot of the people out here ain't shit, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people out here ain't worth shit. Like they not like you could see the actions they take. I don't take sides. I observe. A lot of this shit on the social media shit, I just observe. I don't take side because it has nothing to do with me. Unless it has something to. The first thing people like look at is like, all right, what's this dude trying to pull? Is he trying to like troll me? Is he serious? He's trying to like look for ways to unquote give me an L. Like you can't have legit conversation with people, and it saddens me. It does. It saddens me. I don't like that shit. Yo, my shit's being weird, man. Could y'all tell me if like y'all hear me okay? Was that shit's all frozen up? I can't even see what y'all writing and shit. I can't even see the chat right now. You know what the fuck? My shit just froze up. Let me see if I can pull it up in Google Chrome instead. It's just weird. I don't know if it's YouTube or is it my internet or because I'm still broadcasting. It says I am anyways. I just can't see the chat no more. Oh, let me see. Oh, you know what's weird? Oh, all right. My fault. Something going on with my Firefox. I don't know why, but that shit's not loading and shit. So we're just using Chrome then. But yeah, man, like you can't have conversation with people no more because they feel too either insecure or nervous about sharing their opinions, like their actual true thoughts about shit, because they're afraid you trying to look for ways to like, you know, fuck them up with an L or like, you know what I'm saying, expose a motherfucker, like whatever. Like you can't have no honest opinion. But then again, if we're gonna be truthful about that, then we gotta be truthful about the fact that if you are ever worried about that type of shit, that means you have something worth exposing. Like a motherfucker can expose you because you wasn't real in the first place. You just saying dumbass shit on the internet. You know what I mean? I feel you, Go Chain. Like D, bro, you already know, like you my boy and everything, but I can't admit that I can't act like what he's saying ain't real. Like there's a lot of open world shit in Days Gone, but it's like that with any game though. Like I can't act like it's not real. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm just being real with it. Like, you know, you do a lot of open world game shit, and of course you would. It's an open world game, but maybe I'm just getting tired of open world games like that. Maybe y'all right. Maybe it is open world fatigue, but I feel like there's certain ways you could do open world games right, man. You know what I mean? But back to what I was saying, man. As far as being in this community, we call it a community, but you know, it ain't really it ain't really a community for real, for real. You know. We out here. That's the first thing motherfucker look for. First thing motherfucker look for is how to give you an L instead of actually talking about video games and shit. and they try so hard to do so that they leave room for themselves to get exposed on. You know what I mean? You get exposed because you do too much, and after a while, it catch up with you. It's just unnecessary. If you just out here like being real, and I understand controversy and all this other shit, get subs and all that kind of shit. Maybe that's why it doesn't matter to some of us, and that's why we grow our channel slower than others, and that should be fine. You know what I mean? I'm just scared of that. I'm just scared of where the trajectory of the shit's going because it doesn't look good. Because it's not like I like zombie shit. That's probably why I like Days Gone a lot. I like zombie shit. That's probably why I like Days Gone. That's why I like it so much more than Red Dead. Red Dead was super trash in my opinion. Not a lot of enjoyment that came out of Red Dead. But as for like talking to people about video games, I want to. I ain't gonna front. Like that's why I even have this podcast to talk about video games and shit. But ever since I start doing this shit, I feel like I belong to this community. If y'all want to call it that, then I'm gonna act like treat it like one and talk about the shit that goes down in the community. And I feel like this is just how it's going down. Motherfuckers just don't like talking about gaming. They go there because they need to shore up their self esteem. You know what I mean? They just use gaming as a lane to do so, and it hurts all of us because I don't like seeing this shit, man. I don't take side. I think both. Like, I mean, regardless of how I feel about these motherfuckers personally, what I mean? Some of them I kind of know, some of them I don't know at all. So you know, I just think this is a bit much. But we got to this point because of that shit, right? I would feel like it's cool to like do too much shit just to hand each other L's, and you might go too far. There's certain shit you don't want to go too far on, bro. I mean, there's some shit you just don't want to go. Like certain lines you don't cross either, and people be crossing it. I've toned down my shit a lot, man. I'm gonna be really real with you, right? I'm gonna be really real with y'all. I say nigga like all the time. Y'all know I do. But if y'all noticed recently, I haven't said it as much as I used to. Right? It's not because I'm scared to. No, it's not that. I felt comfortable saying it most of my life. It's not gonna change now. It slips out of my mouth once in a while. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't do it as much anymore is because right now I'm on a public forum. Anyone can see this video. And a black dude from fucking Miami randomly see this video. He doesn't know me like that. You know what I mean? He doesn't know me like that. Just because every one of my dudes cool with me saying that shit. This dude, you know, this dude don't know me like that. It might fuck him up. And even though it's unintentional, I'd rather not do that to people. But that doesn't mean like I would never do it again. And I'll slip up and say it, right? I'll slip up and say it once in a while. I ain't gonna front. It's just a part of my speech pattern. It's not gonna stop anytime soon. But I try to like keep it to a minimum. And it's not because of anything other than just me want to be respectful to other people, right? But that's that's what it's like. Like you have a responsibility. You know what I mean? You have a responsibility out here, man. Like there's people that watch your shit. I almost have 200 subs, which by the way I appreciate a lot. Thank y'all for even getting me here. I never even thought I'd get here. Like when I first started the channel, like what last year and shit. I didn't even think I was gonna get here. I thought I had like 20 something, 30 something motherfuckers subs to me and shit, and I would have been cool with that. But there is an audience out there that listens to people, and some of them take your words actually pretty seriously. You know, the dumb shit that you do, like you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like the dumb shit that people like you do on here affects other people around you. Like there's motherfuckers that follow. It's almost like they pledge allegiance to your motherfucking channel. Even when you fucked up and they know you fucked up, they still defend you. What does that even mean? You know for real, like they down with you. They don't give a fuck how other people feel. They watch your shit. You know, some people impressionable. They're young, they're in their teens, right? And they watch your ass for 5 years. Now they're like grown, but they watch your ass for 5 years. You know what I mean? It's almost like sometimes like a ritual for motherfuckers. I like Horizon though. I ain't gonna front. I like Horizon. I like the concept. I like the cave, the futuristic cave people with the robots and shit. I like that shit. I like the story. Horizon was dope. I appreciate that, Corey. I try to be. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm free and clear of all the fuck shit. I'll be pulling some fuck shit once in a while. You know what I mean? But I feel like if struck a nerve with me, I might have to do something. You know what I mean? I'm not completely innocent of everything. I'm just saying like there should be a time and place for everything, right? And I feel like some motherfuckers like feel like the clout is more important than anything else. The, I mean, this culture is weird as fuck for me, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the type of dude that takes selfies and shit. You catch me in hell, you know what I'm saying, with a picture of me and my one of my arm is extended out. You know what I'm saying? You must be crazy, D. You must be crazy, D. You know how big Asian people are in gaming? Dave, I don't know if you know this, but black people are minorities in gaming. I just want you to know that. I'm saying we do not need no representation. Matter of fact, real shit, I hate that shit too. I hate the representation. Look, no, let me take that back. There's nothing wrong with seeing like an Asian dude doing some Asian shit on film or in a game or whatever, right? I just don't like pandering. I don't like that shit. I don't. You know what I don't like? I don't like that scene in Endgame. If y'all haven't seen it, but it's that that scene at the end where Ogre was like, she's not gonna be alone or some shit like that. You're not gonna do it alone, and they pan and all the ladies was there, and I'm like, man, y'all doing way too much. Yo, we doing way too much. You don't have to do all that, man. It's so cheap. The message would have been stronger if you didn't have to do all that shit, you know? Yeah, that's too much shit. The message would have been so much stronger if you didn't pull that shit. It would have been so much stronger and better. But goddamn, that shit. You know what I mean? That shit was too much. I kind of cringed at it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's not necessary to go that far, man. The message would have been stronger just with a couple of ladies. You had to force them all in there and shit. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I don't like that shit. I don't like pandering. I can't stand that shit. And I'm concerned about that shit because nowadays developers and publishers are talking about a game not for what the game is worth. Like they'll come out and randomly just say, "Hey, you know, two of the characters in our game is gay, right?" What the fuck? I don't need to know what these characters do on nights and weekends, motherfucker. Like, I'm trying to shoot somebody in the face with them. I'm saying if I found out through playing the game that this character is gay, is whatever. It's just damn. You gotta like. It's none of my business who you trying to fuck, man. Calm down. Like. I don't give a fuck who this fictional character is fucking. Jesus Christ. You can't tell me that's not pandering. And I don't like that shit when they do that for Asian people either. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. You know what I mean? That's too much shit, man. Hey, D, that's how I felt, man. I'm not gonna like, but you can't tell me I was lying. I was, every time I'd say something, whether I was joking or not, there's always some truth behind what I'm saying. It's either full truth or it's like there's enough truth in it. I'm just trying to be funny. You know what I mean? But like real shit like that shit, I did not appreciate that shit at all. And as y'all could tell, my fucking mentality has not changed since. It's just certain things that just in life, man. There's just certain things I just don't do. I just don't. There's certain lines I just draw for myself that I don't cross. If I know somebody's, you know what I'm saying, is not worth fucking around with, I just don't fuck around with them. Pause. I just don't fuck with motherfuckers. No, I'll just be out until you like had to involve me and shit, and then I have to like talk about it. I hate that shit too. It's not what I'm about either. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. That's what I mean. You see that shit? That's why I don't like dealing with that shit. I'm quick to step away from it quickly. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't like, you know, any of that nonsense. And I feel like the mentality in gaming is that's all that's about. Motherfuckers going on here to like clown each other to, you know, make themselves feel better by doing that type of shit. And it's getting sad, man. It's getting really sad because you don't get nowhere with anybody. And it's like, where do you this is all we do, man. And it's getting boring, but more importantly, it's starting to hurt. Like so I'm starting to feel like I don't know if I want to deal with a lot of these motherfuckers. Like I might just be just very as straightforward as possible. Like I don't like I because a lot of time I try to be nice about it, you know. I might troll here and there, but I try to be nice about things most of the time. I'm starting to think I might as well turn into like how how J Dub, OBJ, and just ruthless with the trolling. Like they don't give a fuck because they just. I mean, I'm just. If you gonna post something and you act like you mean what you say, then you shouldn't be mad when motherfuckers talk about it. You know. I'm saying, Corey. Like I don't know why. Like it's getting worse, and I just can't stand that shit. It's not about gaming no more. It's just about all this other stuff that has nothing to do with it. But that's what I mean by just the conversation. Like, and one last thing, and I usually don't talk about this shit. I usually don't. I really don't actually want to talk about this. But I'm sure y'all know of of this white girl named Susie Lou, right? She's been out. She's they've been talking about a lot on shit, and even if you don't know who she is, I barely know who she is. Like I think like I've seen a couple of her shit. I'm like, man, I'm really bored watching this white girl play shit, so I stopped watching. But this chick, man, this chick, man. You know what? I'm not trying to judge too hard because I don't really know like the full details of everything for sure. I've seen some videos about it, just playing video games and the shit just come on and shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Susie Lou. If she just say sorry, you know what I mean? If she just like, all right, I fucked up. I'm sorry. She would have gained so many more subs, and everybody would love her. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's what I'm talking about. This correlates into everything. It's the ego behind everything. It's fucking crazy. You're a YouTuber. You're not a fucking. You know what I mean? It's not that big. Like, yes, you have thousands of subs and stuff, but you're a fucking YouTuber. You're not anything. Like, if you just said sorry that you fucked a couple of people over, just say sorry. Just apologize. You don't even have to mean it. To be honest with you, you don't even have to mean it. Just apologize, bruh. She false flagged like a bunch of people's videos, bruh, just because like one of the like all right, so there's way too many videos out there about her at this point, so if you want to catch up on it, other people's made videos about it. I just want to use her as an example. It's just what I'm talking about. It's just the level of ego behind it is crazy, you know. The level of ego behind it is crazy, and you feel that dissonance. You do feel that dissonance because if you watch a lot of YouTubers, you will hear them like, man, a lot of people are fucking idiots, yada yada. Like they just run their motherfucking mouth talking about people like that, knowing damn well your ass would never ever do that type of shit in real life, and I do mean in real life, when you face to face with a motherfucker, I dare you to say that type of shit. Look, I'm a little dude, all right? I'm not scared of motherfuckers, but I know where my place is. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pick fights with random big ass motherfuckers. I have scrap game and I might be quick as fuck. I might hit him 4 times. Within those 4 punches, he hit me 1 time is the equivalent of me hitting him 30 times. This dude's fist is like the size of my face. Let's not do this. You know what I mean? Let shit be the way it is. But motherfuckers on the internet can just do that type of shit. And people don't understand how small the world is, man. The world's not that big of a place anymore. You all you need to do is just, you know, fuck with the right one. Yeah, yeah, man. That must be such a weird feeling, right? Talking all this good shit, right? And then you see them and they looking away like they looking at a pigeon flying across the room or some shit. Motherfucker, I know you see you, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Bro, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's shit's getting too it's all about ego. It's not so much about that, it's just ego. They just don't like their ego bruised. It's hard enough your ego is bruised in real life. The last place you want is to be having your ego bruised in virtual reality too. You know what I'm saying? Like in a virtual world too. Like this is shit that you use to escape real life, and you go on here just to take L's too. It's rough. So you bark like you're a real gangster like that, bro. Like calm your ass down. Like you just need to fuck with the right one. It's a rap get caught up in that type of shit. But this shit's getting more and more real. You know what I mean? It's just getting more and more real. Motherfuckers actually out here talking about that shit. You know what I mean? Meet me out in my hood and shit. See what happens and shit. Like they really, really mean it at this point. And if you don't really mean it, then you might want to shut the fuck up. What's up, JK guys, man? You know what I mean? Like that shit's fucking terrifying, dude. Like not terrifying in like the sense that if I fuck with the wrong one, I'm gonna get my ass beat. It's terrifying in the fact that this is the culture I'm a part of. You know what I mean? To this point, it's almost like the one word I hate most is the word gamer itself. You know why? Because motherfuckers always want to speak on behalf of me. It's bad enough like I play mainly on the PlayStation, so every time somebody say PlayStation motherfuckers, they include me and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, but I'm not talking about you. Like, motherfucker, then who you talking about? It's so weird with motherfuckers. Like PlayStation motherfuckers always say this type of shit. Why you talking? I don't be saying that shit. Oh, I don't mean you, man. Like, really, dude? Like, you know what I mean? Really, dude? Like, then who are you talking about? I'm a PlayStation dude. Like, why are you even doing that type of shit? Right? I don't. It's getting to the point where I can't tell what is real and what's fake, and that's bad. You know? That's bad. I can't tell what's real, what's fake. Like I don't know what people are saying. Like I usually I could pick up on when it's a joke and when it's not. I can't tell no more. A lot of times I be seeing shit and like these motherfuckers mean what they saying, or they just you know what I'm saying. It's just some YouTube shit, and like really mean this shit. 'Cause this shit is starting to look kind of real right now. Like y'all really doing this over what? You know what I'm saying? Over what? Really? And it's only gonna get worse. The world is actually not that big of a place. I could see you in about doesn't matter where you live in this country, bro. I could see you within about 6, 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? I could. Like that's how real it is right now. You don't want problems like that for real. There's motherfuckers out here that will see you. So if you ain't about it, you might not want to like act like you are, bro. It's not. Don't tell me it's not clout. There's no reason why a person would climb into a jaguar cage to take a selfie with a jaguar just to get fucked up by that jaguar. The fuck was you thinking? The fuck you think was gonna happen? This jaguar's behind a cage for a reason. If this motherfucker doesn't maul people, it wouldn't be behind a cage. You'll get to walk up and pet it like it's a fucking zebra. You know what I'm saying? Is you out of your mind? Why would you even do that? For clout? Some odd reason, like, clouded most motherfuckers' judgment on how they live their life. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. And it's the same way with this shit. Like, you don't know who you fucking with on here, man. Like, motherfuckers wild as hell. Like, motherfuckers wild as hell. Like, you out here like pulling all this shit. And so that's what I'm saying. I feel like the mentality of where motherfuckers start out is from a bad place. That's why I always end up in this type of shit. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be really real with you. In order for you to go on YouTube and start doing videos, you have to be somewhat full of yourself. You do. You have to feel like your voice needs to be heard by other motherfuckers. Not to a grand extent, you know what I mean? But anyone who do content know what I'm talking about. You feel like what you do is worth putting out for other people to hear. You want other people to hear you. Whether that's, self-indulgence or not, I don't know. But I'm just saying you have to be full enough of yourself to feel like you want to put your shit out there, right? There's a certain amount of confidence that you need to have to be able to do that type of shit, to put yourself out there. Most people can't do that. I mean, the biggest fear for people is public speaking. I have no issue with public speaking at all. I don't have that fear. I fear I fear like a giant alligator. You know what I'm saying? I fear shit that can fuck me up. That shit does not fuck me up at all. I am not scared. My two biggest fear, my first biggest fear is to be in a big body of water on a small boat. That's terrifying to me. Fuck that shit. Can you imagine like being in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of the ocean, you can't see shore in any 360 view, there's no shore around you, and you in a rinky dink little boat? That's terrifying to me. That type of shit is fucking terrifying. Speaking in front of people, no problem. But it comes with my profession. I'm in PR. I talk to people all day and every day. Yeah, man. I felt like my opinion matters enough to be heard. That's why I'm on YouTube. So I mean, everyone who does content is like full enough of yourself. You know, full enough of yourself to do that type of shit, right? So, but I feel like a lot of people come into the game with false intentions. Like they don't have the correct intentions in mind. They do this to fix themselves, but that's not how it works. You actually create, like, you're digging a bigger hole for yourself, because not only do you have like not only do you have your fuckery built into you, now you have a following that's backing up your fuckery. You feel me? And it only can get worse from there. There's nothing worse than shitty behavior than, you know, acceptance of shitty behavior, of like condoling shitty behavior. It makes shitty behavior even shittier because they'll get worse. You know what I mean? What prompted me to make a channel? That's exactly what prompted me to make a channel, Cyber Dragon. Like, I felt like I have stuff to talk about gaming, about the culture within gaming in general. And I'm not saying that what I say about it is what it is how it should be, yada yada. It's just I have opinions on this shit, and I don't feel like people talk about certain things I talk about or see things the way I do. And a lot of times when you're on YouTube, you watch videos and you're like, after the whole video, I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? What the fuck is these motherfuckers even talking about? You know what I mean? I want some kind of substance out there. And that's why I put this shit out there. I feel like it's more about a conversation. When you come through to my shit, it's not like I'm sitting here just, you know, running my mouth about how I feel about people and things about gaming and people and gaming and that kind of shit. I try my best to make it more a conversational piece than anything else, you know? And I share my, enjoyment of gaming with y'all like the best I can. That's why I stream shit. It's way more fun to fucking play Sekiro by myself than it is to stream with y'all. I ain't gonna front. Well, I'm not gonna say it's way more fun. I'll say it's way more convenient for me to play Sekiro by myself and not stream it for y'all and shit. But it's actually more enjoyable if I stream it for y'all. We actually get to play that shit and experience that shit around y'all, motherfucker. I like that shit. I like experiencing gaming with other gamers and that type of shit. I like reaching out, but that's not and you know controversy and beef and all that shit. It's not what I got into the game for. That's I had enough of that in real life to fuck with that shit on YouTube. And I'm not saying I'm hood or gangster, I'm thug, none of that shit. But I'm just saying I associate the word beef with somebody's getting killed. It's not a game. That's not like you know what I'm saying. YouTube beef. Kind of nonsense is this? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't associate the word beef with gaming. That's ridiculous. That's not even. It doesn't even make any sense. Real shit. I mean, I have talked about video games that I don't play before, and I talked about why I don't play them. You know, but if I haven't played shit and I don't fuck with it, why am I making videos about it? You know what I mean? Unless it's controversial. That's how I feel. Unless it's controversial, unless it's this game has something to do with a greater subject at hand. It's just a good leaping off point, or it's a good conversational piece for you to speak about something greater, you know, or something bigger than what that game really is. Is what that game represents. For instance, I put on the title Days Gone, but realistically, to be honest with y'all, I didn't want to talk to y'all about Days Gone. I just want to talk to y'all about the shit I don't like in open world games. You know what I'm saying? But Days Gone is a good jumping off point for that because it's in the news right now, and you know it's an open world game, and it has a lot of open world shit that I don't like. I like the game, but there's just it fall victim to the same shit all open world game have, and I'm really sick of those already by now. The first couple times already boring as it is, you know what I mean? But the more open world games that does the same fucking open world shit, it gets exhausting. State of Decay 2 is underrated. I wouldn't know, man. I didn't really play State of Decay 2. I played State of Decay 1. I didn't play 2. So all I want to say is, man, like I think people need to be more responsible with their shit. You know. I'll take your word for it, man. I'm not gonna front. Like I haven't played it, but from what I've seen, it's rough. It's real rough, man. Quantum Break. Yeah, I'm not gonna venture any statement on Quantum Break. I don't know it well enough to talk about it at all. And with this whole thing with the back and forth between one group of fanboys to another group of fanboys. Of course, it's some of them do it just to troll, just to fuck around, and some of them really mean that shit. It's harder and harder to tell the difference. You feel me? It used to be so much easier to tell the difference. Now it's so much harder. Unpatch? Oh, you didn't download all the new patches? Yeah, man. Like, not every game can be great. It's really hard to make a 90 something game. I hope y'all can understand that. It is not easy. It is not easy to make a 90 something game. Like a true not some bullshit that they put 90 something on. You know what I mean? Not some Metacritic 90 something. I mean like a true 90 something that's been loved by everybody, by everyone, by gamers, by the general public, hardcore gamers, people new to gaming, everybody love a game. You know, what I mean, love that game to get it in high 90s. It's very hard to hit high 90s. right? Yeah. I mean, Drake hasn't made a classic album yet. Red Dead was a C, bro. I don't know. I don't know about no B. That's a C. It's a solid C. Yeah, well, I guess we gonna have to flip that, bro. In my opinion, Red Dead is a solid C. Days Gone is a solid 80, 85 to 80. Yeah, that's a B. Yeah. I I think the reason why is I enjoy riding a bike more than a horse. You know what I'm saying? It's more fun on the bike than the horse. And the one thing I will say about Days Gone is at least all the stuff that you do within the game matters. There's actually a reason for it. You don't get gas for your bike, you ain't going nowhere, right? You don't fix your bike after hitting a whole bunch of shit, you ain't going nowhere. It matters. In Red Dead, you don't ever actually have to feed your motherfucking horse. It don't die from starvation. It never dies from starvation. You know what I mean? Like the stuff you do, like the side shit you do in Red Dead, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you feed your community or not. None of them will die either. Like it doesn't really matter if you don't feed them or get medicine or anything. It doesn't matter at all whether you do it or not. You feel me? Like nothing you do outside of the main story matter at all in that game. All the stuff that you do is just pointless. There's just nothing relevant at all to those things that you do. You know, they just have it so you could do it. You don't even have to pet your horse. You never had to pet your horse except for the first couple of times to gain experience and shit. After a while, you never had to pet that shit. You only have to even wash it or brush it. Really, you just don't need to do anything. What's up, Fatal? But yeah, man, I'm not gonna be. I think I've gotten everything, practically everything I want to say out. I'm probably gonna stream the end of Sekiro here at 11, so I can go back and play it again and finish Days Gone and all that shit. Fatal always coming at like the last minute and shit. Fatal be coming in. Red Dead One is for sure better. I don't know why that's the case. The ambiance in Red Dead One is better. The atmosphere, the world itself feel more enjoyable to be in than Red Dead Two. Well, Red Dead Redemption Two. It's actually decent to ride around the horse on Red Dead One. But I think that's practically it, man. I think I would like more innovations in open world games. I think open world games has became very stagnant. They all very much seems very similar to one another. They all have a little different twist to them, but realistically, they all have very similar beats. Like when you buy an open world game, you can almost figure out exactly what's you about to do in this game, right? You can almost when the map open up, you can see exactly what it is. So I would like much more improvement on open world games. As far as this gaming community, quote unquote gaming community, motherfuckers need to get better, man. I'm not saying I'm better than most people. I'm just saying this shit's wild, bro. Like there's no reason for this type of shit. Like, could we actually speak to each other like human beings for fucking once before we actually get to the point where motherfucker get to a point where it's too late for you to like return? You know what I'm saying? Like Etika. I don't even want to name that motherfucker, but I'm just saying. But all right, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. D, go change. Y'all figured y'all shit out. Fatal. You know what I'm saying? Latest fucking shit. Fucking JK guys. Stardust was here earlier and shit. Vieira and them. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Like I said, my channel's small and I'm not, and I appreciate every one of the subs. And if I ever get big, like thousands and thousands of subs and shit, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like I might just, make money off of YouTube. But I don't. I would never do Patreon. Y'all can write that shit down. Roll Flush said, you know, on the 5th, 5/5/2019, this motherfucker said he would never do Patreon. I don't do Patreon because I feel like that's too much shit. But I mean, if I could make money off of YouTube, I would. I ain't gonna act like I won't. That shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here for that. That's not originally my plan to get into YouTube. Be completely honest with you. I did not get into YouTube for that shit. I got into YouTube because I want to talk about video games and people around me. There's less and less people to talk about it with. And I'd rather talk about gaming than all this other shit. But I'll dip into it once in a while. I'm not above all the fuckery and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. You know what I mean? I'm not above all of it. But let's at least figure out a way to keep it to a point where we don't have to kill each other. You know what I mean? I mean, that's enough of that shit. I mean, with Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit, I appreciate y'all coming out, man. I actually miss doing these, man. I've been out from away from doing podcasts for a minute, but I'm trying to get back into it. It's just sometimes I ain't got shit to talk about. You know what I mean? But all right, man. I'll see y'all later. In about 20 minutes or so, I'll probably start streaming Sekiro. So y'all want to see me get murdered by Ishin constantly? Come back. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all in a little bit. Deuces.